Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Luke here. Sorry if my mouth looks a bit weird. I did have 2 fillings this morning, so I'm still a little bit numb. Yeah, I just thought I would do a little live interactive show with you guys. You know what it's about by now if you joined here last week. I haven't really got much to talk about, so it's basically you guys run the show. You let me know what you want me to talk about. Let's see how we go. Hello guys, it's Luke from the Free Hammers here. Welcome to All the Gear, No Idea, the show that I do on weekends where you control the topics, you control the questions, and you control where the show goes. I've got the computer, I've got the internet. If you've not subscribed here already, please do. But let's get on with the show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Hello guys, yeah, welcome back. Only a couple of us, like I say, really off the cuff video. If you've read anything or seen anything West Ham related and you want to discuss it, put it in the chat. The chat's there. Like I say, it's interactive live chat show. Like I say, I do apologise if I slur my words a little bit. Like I say, I did go dentist literally 1 o'clock, so a couple of hours ago. I'm still very numb actually. I was questioning, I was thinking, should I wait and do the show tomorrow? But I thought, you know what, I've got a bit of time, so I'll do it. Charlie D says, Luke, I hope you well. I am well, mate, apart from the fact that I say that my mouth's all numb. But apart from that, all good. There is a couple of things that were out there today. Obviously, the Lucas Paqueta one took poo, should I say, because I can't say the rude word in case some of my children that I teach are watching this. Alex Crook, said some stuff about Paqueta wanting to leave. And really was trying to push that agenda. One of the West Ham accounts tweeted this, and Lucas Paqueta replied, and it definitely is him, 1 million followers on Twitter. And it's nice to see he's done that. That's one player we cannot afford to lose. After losing Declan, Lucas Paqueta was probably the only shining light of the pre-season friendly the other day. You could see the skill, you could see that. That he's probably willing to take on this challenge of being the main man at West Ham now. So I'm glad there's no truth in that. Obviously, we were a little bit nervous with the agency change that he did sort of a few weeks back. Obviously, he changed his agent and stuff like that, and we did get a little bit nervous. And obviously, his friend at Newcastle in Bruno Guimaraes, you can start making up rumours in your head and thinking, oh, would he want to go Newcastle, seeing his mate there playing Champions League football? But no truth in that, thankfully. Would he go next season? Probably, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. The other big one out there is Gianluca Scamacca. If you believe what you read, Inter Milan bid 20 million. I don't know whether that was euros or pounds. And listen, we said it the other day, didn't we, on the podcast, me and Paul? It would not surprise me if this one does happen at some point. I think we might need to go up a little bit more in price, maybe sort of in the 28 million mark. I'll be gutted. We waited long enough for Hollah's replacement. When you sign Italy's number 9, who had such a good season, and you can see when he was, when he's playing with Raspadori, and I can't remember the other guy at Sassuolo he was playing with. And there is a good player in there. He's got an absolute thunderbolt of a shot. We've seen some of them goals that he scored last season. He has good link-up play. He's got cliche, good feet for a big man. But I said it on Gonzo's videos. I said it on his chat, and it got about 30-odd likes. The comment, he's looking, knowing that it's the Euros next summer. And, he'll be thinking, I want to be Italy's number 9. I don't want to leave it to chance and have a season where, I'm made to look bad at West Ham because they're not playing to my strengths. They're not supporting me with wingers. My goal tally's not as great because I can't work off scraps. If he goes over to Italy, plays for Inter Milan or whoever he ends up going to, he's going to be more in the limelight over there. He can have a good season in Serie A and no doubt have a good tournament with Italy in the Euros. Like I say, I will be gutted because I don't believe we will sign anyone of that ilk. Who is there? Who is there? Gio's video. I just watched Gio's video on Hammer's chat where he sort of talked about it. He said Iheanacho, because obviously it was just quick top of his head. You'd probably have to go, and get like one of Steedon's targets then, or I don't know whether that Turin Moffey, did he end up going anywhere? I know he was heavily linked with him in January. If you was willing to really go out on a whim and bang, 60 million, yes, you couldn't play till January, but would you go and try and get someone like Ivan Toney for 60 million? He is ideal replacement, but I don't think he would come. Who else is there that I've thought about? Is there any sort of thing with an Adama Traore? Could he do a job at West Ham? We know he can boss and bully. Yeah, we would have to go and get someone, but I don't know who. I really don't know who. Let's go back in. Like I say, it's your show, guys. This is the one where you guys control where I go and what I talk about, and every comment gets read out on this show. So please, don't be shy. Get yourself in there. Whatever you've seen, whatever you're worried about, whatever you're happy about, chuck the comment in. Like I say, it gives me ideas to talk about, and it gives you guys a chance to be part of the show. Charlie D says our star man is staying. Yeah, thank God for that. Early Doors Football TV says, afternoon, Luke. I hope you're well. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Hope you're doing well at Football TV. Nice to see you having a little convo there. Our club is a right joke now. Can't rely on a 17-year-old to turn our fortunes around. Yeah, listen, when we were talking the other day about positives and stuff around the club, Mobama is a massive, massive positive at the moment. I love seeing the youth players break through, especially when they're West Ham fans and they're local. He went St Bonds in Forest Gate. And he has got a big chance this year, and I do believe he will play a lot of football this year, but we can't rely on him. It can't get to a case that, that Mobama's the guy, and if he goes on a little bit of a barren spell, 10 games where he don't get a goal, or even 8 games where he don't get a goal, and the fans start getting frustrated with him. It's not about that at his age. He's 17, he's a young kid. He needs to be, getting half hours even there, building up to starts, hopefully towards sort of mid-end season in the cups and stuff like that. He can't be our main man, but I'm still very, very excited about him, mate. Very, very excited for him going forward. Keep your comments coming in, guys. Like I say, your show. We will end up panic buying after losing to Bournemouth. I hope not, mate. I really hope not. It's not going to be an easy game. Obviously, I'll get my preview out for that next week. Hopefully we sign a bloody player by then. Where's Borges? What has happened to this guy? Is he on holiday? Is he not on holiday? Obviously, we see Antonio back after thinking, is he going to go? Is he not going to go? If Scamacca goes, I can't see him going, which is unfortunate. I really don't want him to stay. I really wanted Antonio to go, and I see an account on Twitter earlier going, people are so quick to judge Antonio. This man's perfect for our system, and people are hanging out. It's like, Antonio's finished. He's finished. He's absolutely finished. We can't keep relying on this guy to be the man to score the goals. It's time to move on from that Antonio era now. We need to move on. We need to take that option away from Moyes. But if Scamacca goes, then it's not going to happen, mate. Charlie D, all good, thanks. Home now and relaxing. Luke, any idea, Carlos Borges? Like the comment below just says there, mate. Apparently he's still on holiday. So we're the longest, though, aren't we, at transfers? Honestly, it's ridiculous how long it takes to get a transfer to go through. Roberts Singleton says, too many ifs, buts, and maybes. Yeah, we tried. I don't know, mate. Honestly, I don't know. Oh, really, Charlie? Let's hope that's all it is then. Obviously, that's a bit about Borges being on holiday. Corky Recchi says, is Adama Traore available? He was super great. Apparently, he can get him on a free transfer, I think, mate. I don't think he's signed for anyone yet. And it'd give us speed, something that we're probably the slowest team in the league, and trying to play attacking football without, counter-attacking football with no speed in the team makes no sense whatsoever. And you know what it is with Traore? Yes, he's a bit sloppy, he's a bit messy and stuff, but I tell you what, it gives his fear factor. It's that he occupies the fullback, because the fullback knows that, if Traore gets the ball, he's just going to go at you and, calls out like he has countless times against West Ham when he's running against Cresswell, or, back in the day, I think it was Zabaleta running at him, like St. Maxim, players like that. I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't. If you can get him on a free, decent salary, I think he adds an option. I really do. I would not be against Adama Traore coming in, but I don't think he will. I can't see it. Luke, when you starting a GoFundMe page to help the ball with a transfer business, they don't need one, mate. They don't need one. They've got bloody 105 million burning now in their pocket, and by all accounts, there was another sort of 25 to 30 million. There's plenty of money there. It's just about spending the money, and it's all down. It just wasn't done right. Let's be honest. When Grealish left Villa, whether you agree or not agree with the players they bought from that money, Leon Bailey, Wendia, couple of others, I can't remember who. They were done under the premise that people thought that Grealish may be staying, and it was only after they spent the money people thought, oh, actually, they're probably spending the Grealish money. Where now we have the Declan Rice money, but no one there. What we should have done is, not even gamble. We knew we was going to get at least 95 million for Declan Rice. At least we should have gone and bought the players, knowing that potential 95, 100 million was coming, so that it's there. Like, we all just need to have this a lift, something to calm us down a bit. If a player signs, and it has to be a midfielder. I'm not talking Carlos Borges. Borges, good signing. I'm excited about it, etc., etc. But it needs to be, just a player to calm us down, a centre midfielder to calm us down. Charlie Day, Souček and Downs gives me nightmares to the start of the season. Yeah, I can't. Listen, it's harsh to slag off West Ham players, but I do it. I can't have Souček in the team. I can't stand him anymore as a football player, as a man, as a servant of West Ham, and some of the important goals he scored against Seville. Brilliant. But as a player, he's not good enough anymore. He's not a Premier League footballer. He just hasn't got it. Keep comments coming, guys. I reckon Sullivan has guaranteed Moyes will see out his contract as a reward for winning the Euros. Europa Conference League. Possibly, mate. We know he did that with thingy, didn't he? Allardyce, and look how toxic that season turned in the end, after such a great start. Alex Song, Sacco, Valencia, and then just everything just went tits up, really, didn't it? And it's just a shame that could have been another one of those moments. It was such a big moment, and we don't want another situation. Not that I'm saying we're going to be top four this year, not at all. I think we're going to be right down there. Somebody says, please, we need a strong decision from the board and sack Moyes now. You will see a good feel factor return to club. I agree. I won't be against that, mate. Someone needs to show leadership now. The season kicks off in 8-9 days time, and we've not signed anyone. We've lost our best player. We're not even. You couldn't even say we're close. Maybe Borges is close, but we're not close to Ward-Prowse. We're not close to. Obviously, Polini won't happen now. We're not close to McTominay. We're not close to Maguire. Whatever you think of these players, whether you want them or not, if West Ham want them, we're not close. We're nowhere near close enough to buying these players. It's very, very, very worrying. Very worrying. Should have tapped up wanted players as soon as Arteta tapped up Rice. Yeah, with any other club, and this is with the thing with Steeden. Hopefully, we see the fruit of him in January or next summer if he stays that long. He will know that. I'm hoping that West Ham or Steeden job at the moment is, if it's not the players, he's getting ready for the next manager. He's already identifying who West Ham's manager is when and if Moyes goes. We see it with Potter at Brighton. De Zerbi in, that smooth transition they had, and they end up qualifying for the Europa League with us. That's what we need. But it's slightly different with us because we're not playing the football that we hope to evolve into. You know, we hope to evolve to become a progressive team like the Brightons, like how Aston Villa have come, even Newcastle, not as good as Newcastle, but that style of play, that fast pressing game, you know, loads of mavericks and, you know, bit swashbuckling. To transition from Moyes to a manager like that, it's quite hard. You know, it's not going to happen straight away. There's going to have to be probably a manager that comes in that's a little bit, got a bit of both. You know, maybe it's Xabi Alonso. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's Graham Potter. I don't know. But I'd like to think that West Ham are already thinking that far ahead, but they clearly didn't think, you know, 18 months ahead with Declan Rice. If we had a better manager, we could convince better players to come to the club. Yeah, I agree, mate. That you know, all the rumours. I know it's only rumours, but you know, a lot of players don't want to play for Moyes. And who would? Who wants to play negative football? Who wants to play that style of football? Think we should look at free transfers, as Sullivan don't want to spend the Rice money. We have this every season, getting players in, offering ridiculous bids and excuses. Yes, you know, we've had it a long time, mate. We've had it a very long time. They just need to leave now. It's going to be such a relief that day when David Sullivan leaves this football club. It really is. Listen, I'm nervous, and you know the classic line, "Better the devil you know," and but you need someone who's, you know, just quite a strong leader, has real direction and knows what he's doing. It's not half in, half out with director of football, or, you know, I'm going to do this, do that. Like someone who's got real vision of where he wants his football club to be in 5 years' time. And that's what we need. And like I say, until the little dwarf leaves, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, mate. What has Moyes got on Sullivan? Moyes got to go for the second club. Whatever it is, Souček's got it on Moyes. So Moyes has got something on Sullivan, and Souček's got something on Moyes. So maybe Souček's got something on both of them. And he said, look, if you don't play me, I'm going to leak the stuff about Moyes, and then Moyes will leak the stuff about Sullivan. I don't know. It's just a little bit of banter. But yeah, whatever it is, mate, they've both got something on each other. Who's this defender from Bristol? Someone suggested we are in for. Can't say I've heard that name. If anyone has heard that name, put it in the chat. I can't say I've heard that one, mate. You know what? My numbness is just wearing off now. I'm starting to get the feeling back in my mouth. You know what Moyes or the board will say? We have looked at players and being active, see it coming a mile off. It's poor. It is, mate. We're the worst one of the worst run football clubs in the league, without a doubt. Do you think that Moyes will see out his contract or be shrewd and run his contract out so less to pay him out? You know, we sit here and a few channels have said it, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in, if it's not good, he'll go. We were at that stage last year. I know it's slightly cheaper than, you know, the more games that go on, you know, the more months that go on, the cheaper it is to get rid of him. Obviously, there's no coaching staff at the minute, which is, again, very concerning. Because there's no one to question Moyes or to, you know, basically front him and say, like, what you doing, mate? Like, we need to try this, we need to try that. This ain't working. Yeah, I think if it's really bad, I think he'll get till Christmas, because I reckon, you know, we'll go through this same thing of 3 more games to save his job, 1 more game to save his job. This is a must not lose or must not win, or must win game. And that's what worries me. That's what worries me, mate. Don't want to go too far ahead. Here we go. Hammer on Smith. Same old Sullivan putting in ridiculous bids in for players, trying to get them on a cheap instead of paying what they want. And the excuse us fans will get at the end of the window is we tried. Yeah, they ain't done that for a while, have they? So maybe they'll bring that back this year. Newcastle and Villa spent well and getting stronger and played decent football under Moyes. It's backwards, sideways, crab FC. Moyes style is so 80s football. Yeah, it's no risk. Yeah, you know, don't take risks, guys. You know, just, you know, do the standard. Like, if 4-4-2 was still the thing, you know, that's what he would do. It's just keep it tight, limit players, and shape. There's nothing else. There's not tactics or anything like that. It's just let's let's be good shaped and organised, and hopefully something will come. In terms of attacking play, I don't think David Moyes has a Scooby-Doo. I really don't. Problem is, if we had gone in a reasonable fee, we could have signed these players. Now that we have taken the mick, clubs have upped their price and asking silly money. Yeah. Razor Ruddock reckons Moyes will be the first manager to go. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me, but then it also wouldn't surprise me if he stayed, because I don't think that David Sullivan's got the bottle to sack him. I really don't. I really, really don't. The sooner the owners go, the better. Yeah, I agree. Get good owners in and can go for big time. Alex Burke, Bristol City. Yeah, he's not a defender though, is he? He was the he's an attacking midfielder, the Guernsey Grealish, as they call him. I would love him, mate. Absolutely love him. But again, I think David Moyes would kill him. Left back at Bristol City. Can't say I've heard that one either. It's not Alex Scott. Alex Scott is an attacking midfielder. Moyes is 12-1 to be sacked by David Sullivan. Has put the Rice money on him to go. Yeah, it might be, mate. Yeah. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Give us more money, wouldn't it? The Bristol City defender is Cameron Ping. Also Stokes Logan Lard. I can't say I've heard of them, mate, but I will have a look. Definitely will have a look after the show. 20 league defeats. I 100% agree, mate. Listen, I'm not a Moyes defender at all. I'm just sort of giving you what I think will happen with Sullivan, not sacking him, mate. If it was up to me, he would have been gone last game of the season, or November. You know, that World Cup break last year. You know, he did go on. Maybe, you know, they didn't expect him to win the cup. Maybe they didn't expect it. And when he did win it, there was a bit like, oh, if we do sack him instead and comes in and it goes wrong, we look bad. And again, he's probably slightly protecting himself by not, because then he can pass the buck on to Moyes when it does go, when and if it does go wrong in the next sort of 10 games. I don't know, mate. There's so much backstabbing that goes on in these situations. Sullivan's just happy to be given the thumbs up by pundits that watch West Ham on Match of the Day. Have a love for Moyes and a hatred for the fans for wanting decent football. I agree, mate. I totally agree. I know teams hardly play two up front, but look at the majority of our friendlies. We got results. As soon as Moyes reverted to his normal setups, we got slapped and doesn't look good for us. Yeah, mate, the midfield looked absolutely awful, didn't it? It just looked like, you know, the teams could literally just run through that midfield. You know, I like Downs, but he's not as good as Declan Rice at covering for, you know, the passenger in midfield that is Thomas Soucek. You know, if we went in and it was, whether you wanted him or not, if it was Polinia sitting there, Paqueta plus Ward-Prowse or plus McTominay, you're looking thinking, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad midfield. Or if it was Downs, Paqueta, and I don't know, again, slightly athletic midfielder like that Fofana guy, then you're looking and going, yeah, there are rumours that we are going back in for Fofana. I don't know. I don't know, mate. I honestly do not know. Luke, chin up, fella. You have 6 weeks holidays to look forward to. Yep, this is week 2. And in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to Florida for the first ever time. I've never been to America before. Taking my wife and my daughter. My daughter's 7. You know, so that's going to be amazing experience. You know, we haven't told her we're going either. My daughter. So, yeah, it's going to be real special. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. 2 weeks' time. So I will be there for I will be able to do a preview and review of the Bournemouth game, but the Chelsea and Brighton game, I think Paul's agreed that he might do the previews and reviews for them. But yeah, might be 2 games that I miss, so I do apologise, guys, in advance for that. Sully won't buy a tub of Pringles, let alone Cameron Pring. Oh dear. Can see Bournemouth getting a result against us. So can I, mate. So can I, mate. I can, mate. I can. Hi, look, we may have the Wonga, but we've lost a world-class midfielder, and overnight that's bad damage of our reputation with any player who might be lined up. Yeah, true, mate. True. You know, You know, when you look, especially when you've won a trophy as well. You win a trophy, um, and then lose your captain as well. Your leader, your talisman. Yeah. And a manager that's gone in his last year of his contract. Demarai Gray, 13 million worth a shout. I think he's going for him. Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. Like, he wouldn't set me alight. He's okay. He's okay. It's a good comment. Why go Florida? We have a Mickey. I know. Go to the Mickey Mouse Club every time I go in the London Stadium. Sully doesn't trust Moyes signing Skamaka, etc. Heard Moyes didn't have anything to do with Pac-Man signing. Yeah, I can't believe he signed Paqueta. We all know he wanted Onana, and obviously he balls that one up. Yeah. With Skamaka, I don't know about Skamaka. I think Moyes, that was a Moyes signing because 18 months to identify a striker. Yes, he wanted Adamard Broja, or however you pronounce his name. But yeah, I don't know. You'll love Florida. You love the food, plenty of it, and the weather's crazy. Thunderstorms, and 20 minutes later it's bone dry. Yeah, I was looking, mate. I was looking. The weather's absolutely bloody crazy, but yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait. We just won our first trophy in decades. A couple of months later, it's all down and up. Day after, mate. Day after. Yes, I'm still buzzing and best night of my life as a West Ham fan. But day after, oh yeah, Declan Rice is leaving. Talksport Radio. The little dwarf comes out of his little shell, and states that didn't even give us a week to enjoy it. Day after. As you say, Luke, we have the Rice money, we have the Sky money, and the Europa Conference money. Is this a sign that no trust or belief in Moyes, and as you said, waiting on Stein and Dearness to come in? Potentially, mate. Potentially, they are, low. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you could say, are they low balling on purpose on Maguire and McTominay and Ward-Prowse, knowing they're not going to get them, annoying Moyes, force him to, in a few weeks' time as the window closes, force, the Fofanas. I keep forgetting what his bloody first name is because it's not Wesley Fofana. Is it Yusuf Fofana? Is that his name? Is that his name? The guy we're actually looking at. Force them sort of signings onto him, and God knows what's happened with Alvarez. That's gone really quiet as well. I think we should have bought Musa Diaby as well. I think he would have been a great signing for us. I'm very jealous of Villa picking him up. He is absolute speed demon who had a fantastic season for them. West Ham should go for Mike. I don't know what happened to my voice there. Mike Oxmall from Fenerbahce. He's honest, the perfect replacement for Declan Rice. Can't say I know him, mate, but yeah, good suggestion. I like people that have got a bit more knowledge of different areas of the game. Amrabat would have been the perfect one, but he's never coming to West Ham. He would have been absolutely perfect. Onana would be perfect as well, but we missed that boat. Onana should have come last summer, and he would have been absolutely perfect for us. Sullivan doesn't want to spend any money. Puts in low bids on purpose to say tried, and then blames Moyes when we don't sign anyone. Says he offered him players. Yeah, seen it all before, mate. Yusuf Fofana. There we go, Yusuf Fofana. I have to remember that for videos going forward, because if we do sign him, Onana for 33 marks last season, only joined Everton and was promised game time. Moyes said Soucek is our number one, so he didn't fancy us. Amrabat, decent, but going to Man United. Yeah, he is. He's going to Man United. Yeah. Oh, come on, it's depressing, isn't it? Keep your comments coming, guys. 57 of you. Hit the like button as well for me whilst you're here. But yeah, I think anyone who's new watching, 60 of you, I know some of you are regulars, but anyone new watching this show, it's you. It's your show where your comments, every single comment is read out. I talk for 5-10 minutes about it, and then the next comment. So yeah, please keep your comments coming in. Robert says, are these bids low, or are what we think they are worth it? Again, valid point. I think with the Ward-Prowse one, if we go up to 28, I think it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. It's not whatever you think of the player. 28 million for Premier League captain, who is a specialist. Whatever he does on the pitch, whether you think he's good or not, by all accounts, he is quite good. You know, he's decent. He's not going to be anything speed wise, or he's not exactly mobile. But that set piece is a weapon in David Moyes. In a David Moyes system, is an absolute weapon. Make the most of these European nights, as I don't think we'll have for a while after this. Yeah, totally agree with you, mate. Totally agree with you. I thought it was quite sad, actually. I think it was Gonzo's video I watched just before I went live, and he said it as well. He goes, "I do it. You know, do you think, will it be Europe again? No, it probably won't, mate. You know, but we've been spoiled. You know, the Seville nights, the Lyon nights, AZ Alkmaar last year, the final and winning it. But yeah, it could be, this could be the last one. This could be the last one for a long time. Well, until we get taken over and good things happen. But, if Sullivan's still there next summer, Paqueta could go, Bowen could go. And, we lose that momentum of progression, which will be really unfortunate. So I just skipped ahead a little bit there. Right. Too many low, in my opinion. If you want a player, go in low, but not scraping the barrel prices. We need a new blood. We do, mate. Desperately need new blood. It would have been great if Alonso arrived with Steedman. Now that would have made a real sense. Yeah, I would like to have seen that, mate. I really would have liked to see that, or just any new manager that has got just a different bit of different philosophy. Prepared to work with coaches, have worked with a director of football before, and understands the way sort of the modern game works. Do you talking about us or who you talking about us or top? Wood price is definitely not worth 40, 27 at most. Yeah, that's what I said. At 28, I think it's not a bad deal. Get your comments coming, guys. Like I say, I'll read everyone unless you're talking to each other. Sully knows exactly what he's doing with Steeden. He knows Moyes' reaction questions is why. Yes, I agree. Our bids aren't low. The clubs just know that we are not short of a few quid, and time is ticking. Yeah, that as well. Time's ticking. Time is ticking, mate. And as he says, afternoon, Luke, and afternoon, all. Robert Singleton says, if Harry Maguire too low, or is it that we think Man United don't want to sell him, so they should take what they can? I think it could be a bit of that, mate. That Ten Hag's stripped him of the captaincy, which sort of makes it like you're not going to be my starter. I don't think you can play in Ten Hag's system as well. You see, I don't know if you see the bit about Onana, their new goalkeeper, absolutely shouting at him the other day in a pre-season friendly. It wouldn't surprise me if the Maguire one still happens. I'll be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me. I think he will leave, but I don't know where. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. No. Ralph says, late again, has Moyes gone yet? Not yet, mate. Don't worry, I'll be the first one on here as soon as it is announced. I did skip your comment there, Pat. Do apologise. Go back to that one. We didn't build a team around Rice, and he went. Now we have to build around Paqueta. As if we finish 14th, he'll be off to Newcastle or Manchester United. I agree. I totally agree, mate. We had our chance to build around Dex, and it's not just Paqueta either, mate. It's around Bowen. Bowen needs to sign that new contract. Paqueta needs to stay, and Agurd needs to stay. Them three are quite vital for us going forward. I'm thinking about stopping watching West Ham. I know we all think it, mate, but we can't. It's like a religion, mate. It's an unrequited love. There's nothing you can love more that doesn't give you anything but pain back. Let's hope we tap up Alonso after Saturday. Yeah, it'd be interesting. And it's interesting that we are playing them as well. We should get a manager, maybe Will Still or someone similar. I think Will Still needs another year. I think he had a bit of a massive hype train around him last year. I think he needs another year. Maybe even a year in the Championship or a year. So say one of the first managers sacked, not Moyes, but one of those clubs down the bottom. So let's say it's a Bournemouth or a Luton or Forest, whatever. I wouldn't mind Will Still going in there and then seeing what he does, but not quite there for West Ham yet. I wouldn't have him at West Ham yet. Moyes is also wanting to buy Prem-proven players because he's going at the end of the year and wants to spend all the money. Could be, mate. It could be that. Where we at? Where we at? Ralph? Pat, you can't build a team around anyone with Moyes here. Ask Dex. Yep. Bojan, if Skamaka goes to Roma. How long? So I was reading another comment as I was reading that comment. How long would it be till you hear West Ham going in for Mbappe Moyes token signing before he leaves up? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Money Bowen won't sign. I'm nervous, mate. I'm genuinely nervous, and I think the reason he hasn't signed yet is because he's looking what West Ham are doing. You know, why is he going to commit? You know, a couple more years to the club. I know, he's happy, Danny Dyer, and all that stuff. Just because you mentioned it, I'll put it up there. I know he's happy. You know, he's just had his daughters, and he probably lives in Essex. But as a footballer, if you're looking at West Ham, you're thinking, what they got? What ambition have they got? What are they showing? I wouldn't sign, and I would because I'm a West Ham fan. And obviously, you would stay, but as a non-West Ham affiliated player, why would you sign a contract at West Ham at the minute? Look, nice choppers, eh? Painful numb out, yeah, mate. He's just literally just wearing off now. I had to have 6 injections. I had a filling at the back here at the top, and then a filling down here at the bottom. God, mate, yeah, completely numb. Like all the does me in. I hate the dentist as well. Robbers. Painful numb ouch. You see, stop all the odds for Alonso coming in. Yeah, I did see that, mate. As our next manager, that's the best news in ages for Moyes. Is going soon. Makes no sense. Coaches and transfers. Yeah, no coaches want to come again because what? Why would you commit West Ham at a minute as a coach? Because you might be gone in 6 months' time or a year's time, and then Xabi Alonso comes in or whoever comes in, a Will Steele, a Graham Potter, or whatever comes in, and yeah, it's just absolute toxicity. Just out of interest, guys, like if you I'm just going to put up Xabi Alonso's stats, managerial wise. Obviously, we know what a player he was. Absolutely magnificent player. One of the best passers in the world. But in terms of his managerial statistics, just for those of you who haven't seen, I'm just putting them up now. Let's just put them up because it's a good one to do. Bear with me, guys. Just takes a little second. There we go. Right, there you go, guys. So for Real Sociedad B, 40.82 win percentage. And then for Bayer Leverkusen, he's been there since October last year. 37 games, 17 wins, 10 draws, 10 losses, 64 goals for, 46 against with a plus 18 goal difference. 45 win percent record. In a career total of 135 games, he's got a 42.2 win percentage. So just, for anyone who was interested, I don't think he's won anything as a manager yet. No, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't won anything as a manager yet. But yeah, that's just just a little bit of an interesting thing to look at there. Let's go back to where we was. Pat Pong. Newcastle's run like West Ham under the Sports Direct player. He left the Arabic mob, came in, and then qualified for Champions League. Funny old game. It is, mate. It is. That's why I like Newcastle as a club, because they're very similar to us. Really fantastic, passionate fan base. All we ever want is hope and ambition. And when you see what it meant to Newcastle when he was gone, but they'd party in the street before they'd even signed a player, before anything had ever happened, and I think it'll be a bit like that when Sullivan goes. Rumour has it that Adrian Tuffet is set to snub West Ham. Yeah, he's a good player, him as well. I like him. Shame, mate. Again, why would you sign at a minute? Moyes is building A team around Soucek might as well plant trees and stick shirts on them. Yeah, they're probably more mobile them as well. How many games do you think Moyes will get if results don't go his way? I would give him 5 or 6 if he's staying. But we know, mate, and I said it earlier in the show, mate, we know what Sullivan's like. He will give him 10 games or 3 games to lose a job, and then he'll win, draw, he'll lose, win, draw, and then stay, and he'll just keep being on this loop. The fact that he got there last year should have been the point of, we are going to look in a different direction in the summer, but they didn't. And maybe the Pellegrini thing is, scared Sullivan. I don't know. Maybe he thought, we've gone that way with a sexy manager and it didn't quite work out. But then Pellegrini was the wrong manager. He'd been out to pasture and came back. He was never going to work. I love Fab, but we should be playing Areola as our main goalie. Heggie, I think that's how you pronounce it, should be promoted to number 2. Bad budgeting to be offering Fab a further 1-year deal. Alfonso Areola is on 125 grand a week sitting on the bench. Yeah, Areola needs to start the season. I like Fab. Listen, Fab's a good one to still have around the club purely for experience and stuff, but he can't be starting. Luke, what manager would you like to replace Moyes? Xabi Alonso. I would like Xabi Alonso. Graham Potter, I'm not against either. I think you would have a manager with a bit between his teeth because of the Chelsea situation. And he could be one that would, there with a point to prove and hungry. I don't think Scott Parker was that bad either. I think Scott Parker did a fantastic job at Bournemouth, and he was just basically all he did was call out the board for not backing him. But yeah, maybe not Scott Parker. Maybe not. Roy says David Moyes shouldn't be the manager. Yeah, I retweeted it this morning, mate, on Twitter. Early 6 games. Rory is this. I can't stand the geezer, to be honest with you. Rory Jennings, his name is an absolute twat. But that is one thing that I did agree with him for once. What do you think of a midfielder for Fofana, Fornals, and Paqueta? It's okay. It's okay. I like Fornals, but is Fofana a really? Is he a classic CDM? I think he's more of a really good Soucek replacement. He's more of like a Diarmi and Chiatti style player, not a will sit and do the job that say like a Paulinho would do, or I don't know, a classic. I don't know, mate. I don't know that much about Fofana to give a full comment on that, mate. Moyes out. The only way West Ham are going to flourish now is if we change our philosophy and get a young manager in to work alongside Tim Steidten. Otherwise, we are going to be treading water this year. Yeah, mate. And we've seen it all before, mate. We've seen it all before. Until Moyes goes when his contract runs out, which is next summer. We know it's the last year of his contract. Ralph, you agree? That's if how the board reacts in time. Hit the like button, guys, if you've just joined in. And as I say, if you are just joining, every comment gets read out. So please keep your comments coming in. The media narrative is turned against Moyes. Might be Sully's plan with these leaks. Could be. It could be, mate, that, trying to change the tide, make it look like Moyes is doing it, and then that he can get rid of him. Lost in all of the negativity from the Rennes game was how important Emerson's speed, skill, and crossing is in attack. He was our best player in the final, mate. I keep saying it. Emerson was our best player in the final. You give 5 or 6, Sullivan will give him a seat. Exactly. I would give him 5 or 6. I'd get rid of him now, but a sensible chairman would maybe give him 5 or 6 and then go. But yeah, not against what you're saying, Paul, at all. Our friendlies are no better this season than last. I've not seen any change in style. That's what's most concerning. Fab's first 3 pre-season games was the best he's played in 18 months, but we need to give Areola games. What type of new owner would you like? Arab, British, consortium, or even a fan buyer? Everyone wants the Arab money. Look, whether you agree with the human rights stuff over there, which is wrong. I want rich. I want an owner that's going to spend money. That money's no object to him. Or her. If they want to go and spend 200 million every summer, brilliant. someone with direction, someone who will, sort the training ground out and, a vision and a real plan. They could be British, they could be whatever, but they need to have ambition. That's the biggest thing for me. Not someone who's going to get bored after 2 or 3 years and don't spend any money and you end up in dodgy situations. Just someone who's really, really wants to make West Ham a good club, because it can be done. It can be done. A club like West Ham with our fan base, and West Ham can easily be turned into a solid, challenging, keyword there, challenging top 6 club. Not saying finish there every year, but a consistently finishing top 6 where we don't have to fear relegation anymore. And that's what I want. I don't want to. I honestly thought we had got to a point where we don't have to fear relegation anymore. I thought, yeah, we're a club where we're okay now. We don't have to fear it. And then you have a season like last year. Yes, we won a trophy, brilliant. But the league form was absolutely atrocious. I can't do it. We shouldn't be doing that anymore. We shouldn't be, relegation fodder anymore. We shouldn't be that anymore. Tough start to the new season. Need to win at Bournemouth. Luton, 6 points, because can't see us getting many from Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Brighton. Yeah, teams that we, don't traditionally beat. We might catch Chelsea cold, but yeah, can't see it. I'd like to see who Steeden suggests when Moyes does go. We'll find out, mate. We will find out. Pat Moyes will not lose. Moyes will not to lose again in the first 6. I see 2 points. Luke, should we look into the Championship for stars so we can pay cheap price? Yeah. Look, Bowen came from the Championship, didn't he? And he was good. Cresswell back in the day, Antonio back in the day. When I'm not against Championship players. They usually come, they're hungry, and they, respect the opportunity they've been given. If we end up going full Moyes and sign James Wood-Price, Maguire, and McTominay, do you see us finishing above 15th? Yeah, because it will suit his style. If anything, okay, there you go, Dave. You've been given the players you want. What are you going to do with them? I don't think we'll get relegated. Not at all. I think if he got those 3 players, I think we'd be tough to beat, win some games, and probably quite a horrible team to play against. Like Bolton days, Allardyce Bolton days. But yeah, it won't be pretty. What's your predictions? Win, lose, draw. First 6 fixtures, I have a draw, lose, lose. Yeah, I think you're about right there, mate. I think you're about right. Brighton and Brentford teams are well run, good signings at decent prices, play good football. They are, mate. They're fantastically run football clubs. As we lifted the trophy in Prague, I would have got rid of Lloyd as well. Allison 2, in my opinion. Here we go. Thanks for all the comments, guys. Keep them coming. Fabrizio just said Ajax are hijacking the Borges deal. Oh, can you imagine? There will be absolute meltdown. Will we make a signing before the start of the season? What's taking so long with this Man City winger? Don't know, mate. And if it's true what 2 up, 2 down just said there, it's very worrying. As soon as we won the final in Prague, I would have got rid of Moyes and said, thank you very much, but we are going in a different direction. I will never forget the win in Prague, but covered up a lot. It did, mate. It did. And he should have went out like that as well. He should have, for himself, he's only tarnishing his legacy. Even if we end up playing similarly to last season, we probably stay up again because, and it would be that, mate. It would be that we are just not as bad. Luke, got to go. Good show. We have been on the show together with JP, now doing my own channel. Good to catch up with you. So that's who you are. Sorry, mate. I did not know that. We did the season review. Is that right? Yeah. Good to see you, mate. Problem buying before deck sale is we would have bought Moyes' players with old overrated players still. Apparently, I reckon as Alonso's betting off with 5-2 Potters next with the bookies. Yeah, I just can't see him sacking him, mate. Cannot see it. Fan Pyatt, what sort of fans do you know? I know, yeah. Send them around my way. Maybe they might sponsor the channel if they're rich enough to buy West Ham. Couple of Moyes signings we might scrape through this year, but that isn't an aspiration to have going into the season. Not looking forward to the new season with Moyes at the wheel, boring football if we start fine, and then we can build a new manager. Yeah, I think it's more of that, mate. It's more of that, like just already I'm thinking just get to the end of the season so that they're gone and I can, see a new manager and get a new philosophy, which is really wrong. I should be optimistic and excited about the season. I'm not at all. Oh my God, Ajax are hijacking the Borges deal. I'm going to go and have a look at that in a minute. Why have we not yet gone in for Florine Balogun? Yeah, I think the problem with that, mate, is Arsenal will probably have our arm like that going, yeah, we're at 50 million of our rice money back. Thank you very much. Let's have a look here. West Ham taking too many L's in this window. I'm over the moon. Get your club in the bin. I don't know if you're a West Ham fan or not. We have virtually signed Borges until Moyes return from Oz. Coincidence. Thanks, mate. Doing paperwork, just listening to the song now. Is there a manager worse than Moyes out there? He's not a bad manager. He's just not a progressive modern manager. You don't get to 1,000 games in the Premier League, and teams in the Premier League still looking at you. He's just dated now. That's what it is. He was a good manager at one point at Everton. That team was a decent level team. And when he first came back, he saved us and we planned some decent stuff. And then we got found out and he hasn't got no other style. There's nothing else that he can do. He doesn't know what to do. Are we at the panic part of the season? I think we will be, mate. If a few games don't go our way, we could be in trouble. I'm just going to try and have a quick look for this Fabrizio Romano tweet, just so I can read what it says before I go back in the comments, guys. Give me 2 seconds, just on Twitter on my phone now. Where are we? Here we go. Right, guys. So if you haven't seen it, there it is. Exclusive. Ajax are set to hijack West Ham deal to sign Man City's top talent, Carlos Borges. Here we go as well. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place. The player will be in Amsterdam for medical test as soon as close to confirm. West Ham deal close, but Ajax are close to hijacking the deal. There you go. Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted that, guys. So, yep, thank you for the heads up there, mate. Whoever sent that over. Yeah, not good. Quickly just go back to where I was. Breaking news on the show. That's great to see. Breaking news on the show. If anyone's on Twitter, can you do me a favour as well? If you are on Twitter, retweet this video. It will be there, and it's nice. It just gets a few more out there. Time Steeden pulled out a few gems. Yep, the old Pell Diver, as they call him. Oh, maybe Steve Bruce's words. That's a good one. That's a great chat. He is awful. Avran Grant. But right now, I'm actually nostalgic about Allardyce. I see a few people praising Allardyce quite well. Don't forget to hit the like button. We can't even sign a 19-year-old from Man City. It would be, over Ajax as well. Listen, Ajax are a good club, historically a good club, but Ajax over a Premier League club, really? He's not a bad manager, but the way the Premier League is going, he's not good enough anymore. Very similar to Wenger at Arsenal. Yeah, that's it. Moyes is prehistoric. Moyes is a dinosaur. It's not about what his team can do. It's about how he can stop the opposition all the time. We should be pushing our games onto other teams, not as defensive. Yeah. Good thing I know about Eddie Howe, a manager we should have got a few years ago. We missed the boat with him. Eddie Howe's philosophy is we don't change. We don't change for no one. Other teams change for us. And that's what it's about. Why is there is this obsession with Moyes that we must stop teams? No, we should be going at teams like you say there, mate. We're pushing teams and blasting teams away in 20 minutes or whatever, like Newcastle tried to do. Thanks for all the comments, guys. Brilliant show. Imagine we have a fantastic run and win the Europa League and still get relegated. West Ham in the Champions League then. 1 week the new camp, the next week the new den. That would be hilarious, mate. Love this club, never a boring day. Thank you, Robert, for retweeting that, mate. Just gets other people to see it. I love this club, never a boring day. Scott says that's the West Ham way. Ralph says ball guess off. Fans will be fuming. Yeah, I can see the meltdown already, mate. And X has just literally said there as well. I'm doing an update now, so that doesn't look good at all. It really doesn't look good. Yeah, worrying times. Worrying times. Shocking we can't even get a second team player in. Borges was a Newman sign. What is going on? I reckon the thing with this Borges guy, mate, is he's probably met Moyes, and Moyes has gone, yeah, we might play you a little bit, but I don't know. Oh, it's just I don't know. If I ask Nick Borges, it just proves Moyes' vetoed the deal. Yeah, that literally just what I just said there, Durant, mate. Well said, Ken. I went to see the trophy yesterday at the stadium store. Yes, I went to see it, mate. I can't remember if I tweeted the pictures or not. Put one up quickly for you. Bear with me. There you go. There's me with a trophy. They're really nice geezers as well. The ones who were there, he basically said, "Look, take as many photos as you want." So I took one of me doing like the raw face as well. What else did I do? Oh yeah, pretending to kiss it because you're not allowed to touch it if you go down there. There was one other I did as well. Yeah, that was quite cool as well. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it. So look, engraved on the top there, it says West Ham. Winners 2023. Can you see that? Can you see that? I need to lift it up a bit. Yep. And I took a nice little selfie with it as well. In the new shirt. Yeah, definitely advise you to get down it. By all accounts, guys, I think it is going to Lakeside. So if you can't get down to Stratford, it's going to Lakeside. The 7th, I'm going to say 7th of August. I think it's going to Lakeside. No more betting on Alonso. Next manager 5-2. Potter, Carrick after that. How's that numb mouth? Ouch. It's all right now. Yeah, literally the feeling's back now. So what have I been talking? Yeah, hour. It's back now. It's just a bit sore at the back now. A little bit scratchy. You would think that Moyes would have learned from turning down Alvarez, but no. Here we go again with Borges. It is ridiculous. There's a massive power struggle at West Ham, and this, all this stuff about, is it true? Is it not true? This just is adding more fuel to the fire. All these people that say, "Oh, I don't know whether it's true. I don't know whether it's true," and we had a little bit of a, little debate with JP the other day on here about Skamaka and stuff like that. There is no smoke without fire. Yes, you can all sit and go big conspiracy theory and all that stuff, but there's no smoke without fire. There's no smoke, and this stuff's coming out now. It is. It's coming out. I'm just scrolling through Twitter, guys, to see whether there's anything else out there. But yeah, this Romano one, not good at all. Jacob Steinberg says we're still in for Tyler Harewood Balesi. I'm very worried. Very, very, very worried, guys. I'm very, very worried. I'll give you a feeling, guys, of what West Ham fans are saying about this Carlos Borges deal. So sad, West Ham. They might go down this time. West Ham are finished. West Ham are laughing stock. Oh my God, West Ham. Oh, it's just, this is just ridiculous, guys. It is absolutely ridiculous. Good pictures, Luke. Wonder if player power will get rid of Moyes. Can't see players trying. I don't know why Mark Noble's not stepping up as well. Mark Noble is us, basically. You know, he's the West Ham fan in it. He's Canning Town boy. He lived around the corner to me. Why is he not going, come on? Come on. I've seen this as a boy. I've seen West Ham sell Joe Coles and Frank Lampards and Rios. We should not be that anymore. But I don't know. Is Mark a bit of a puppet? I don't know what Mark's like in real life. Borges has gone to Ajax. Darmesh talking about it now. Ridiculous, honestly. Absolutely ridiculous. Winning that trophy was a fantastic day for all, but now 6 weeks on, so disappointing. What is going on? It is a shambles. Can't quite believe Moyes is getting the blame for the Borges deal. Everyone is losing their head over someone no one knew about. But it probably is him, mate. It probably is Moyes. He's probably gone, I can't give you playtime. It must be. Who else? Who else, mate? Moyes wouldn't have played Borges anyway. Perhaps all the negativity surrounding the club is not helping either. Players just don't want it. Don't want to join Moyes and Velvet Dave. That's great. I like that. Velvet Dave. That's brilliant. Do you think Sully holding back the money as Moyes could be sacked in January? Potentially, mate. I know Mickey or Nicky from Claret and Booze suggested that sort of situation. Touching on the Scamacca situation, criminal waste of talent. So was Haller, mate. Haller, criminal waste of talent, not West Ham. He was a good player, Haller. He's a fantastic player in there, Haller. Moyes is sabotaging every single deal. He takes stubbornness to a different level. He's an absolute narcissist, mate. Absolute narcissist. It's hilarious, to be fair. Puppet of Sullivan. That will teach West Ham for being slow on transfers. We want Moisey out, so we want Moisey out. We do, mate. Definitely not one more year for him. Jesus Christ. One more day, 1 more hour, 1 more minute. Moyes will be gone when we get beat by Bayern. No, I can't see it, mate. I just can't see it. Sorting out the details with Alonso, now sacked in the morning, makes sense. No coaches or players coming in. Scamacca losing money like Haller. Low bids just don't get accepted by Sully with Moyes again. I'm going to go for about another 5 minutes, guys, because that'll be about an hour then. I was looking at last season's result, and the highest team we beat was Villa. Oh, we beat Man United. Didn't we, to stay up? Did we beat them or did we draw with them? Yeah, did we beat Man United 1-0? Pete's, no one wants to come. No players want to come. Coaches have left. I read the room. Mark, a bit of a puppet. A bit. Mr. This club ain't run like a circus anymore. Yeah. It is not fair to say youngsters who is unproven that he wouldn't be coming in as a starter straight away and needs to earn his place at Ajax. No, you say that, yeah, okay. There's a difference between being honest and getting a deal done. You can say that to him once he's signed the paper, mate. It's about schmoozing. You feed him all the BS, you know. Yeah, come in, mate. You're gonna be a star. You're gonna do this. Then you can drop the bomb. But until they've signed that deal, you tell them whatever they want to hear, mate. It doesn't seem that we've got that in us. Mark Noble is an employee of West Ham United. He won't say it or do anything that rocks the boat. Moyes admitted the Alvarez thing himself. That's not a rumour, so it's totally believable he would veto Borges. And we know he's done it with Onana, who was a good player. Oh, I can't guarantee you're going to play. Noble came out and spoke up when young player went to West Brom Real. That was when he was a player, though. That was when he was a player and captain. Different. Be honest. A scumbag like Maguire, 40 million, and McTominay, 40 million. So bid low, and Moyes doesn't spunk the money on the dead stash. Do you think Sullivan is just pranking us? Could be. Could be. So then you'll have a player who is unhappy and one that will want to leave the club. Not necessarily, because he probably will play him. No, I can't. Sorry, mate, you're not reading the room very well at the minute. I respect every opinion, but you're not reading the room very well. You're not. Borges holiday must have been Amsterdam. I agree. Cheers, Luke. Right, anything else, guys? Anything else very quickly? Like I say, we did have that breaking news about Borges whilst the show was going live. So that was nice to be live once with that, ahead of the game for once, with the West Ham content. Usually I'm a couple of days behind, but yeah, nice to be live and do that one. Yeah, and if this does become true and he does join Ajax, like I say, no one's close. No one's close. No one's close at all. Scotty says, good chat. Last chance, guys, to get your comments in. Last chance. Got about 2 minutes left. Then I'll call it a day for now. Moyes asking Brooking to play. Yeah, probably Alan Devonshire as well. Enjoyed the chat. Thanks, Sid. Yeah, before you leave, guys, please hit the like button. Does us a big favour. The views have been absolutely fantastic recently. They really have for our channel. We're really growing quickly. We hopefully can hit 5k very soon. Last couple of ones here. Never been so angry. Why can't Sullivan sack him? £3 million. I'm fed up. Skamaka and Borges. Really, how much more can we take? Good chat. Thanks, Pat. Well done. Good show. Hit the like button. And I don't want to say it, but we could be struggling again this season. I agree, mate. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks, guys, for watching along with me. Yeah, I may do another one in a couple of days' time. Will definitely be a podcast because me and Paul will be proper looking towards the start of the season on Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, whenever we get to do a show. And then, yeah, I'll probably do another one next Tuesday, Wednesday time. One of these little interactive chat shows because I like doing these. Yeah, and then I go away. And then before you know it, the season started. And finish with that comment. Brilliant show, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Been a brilliant show. Really enjoyed it. Before you leave, like I say, drop a little comment if you're watching live or whatever. Yeah. Thank you, guys. See you next week.